We're back. If you're a regular viewer and you've been watching the show, you'll see that there was an absence of a few days. I put a video up from the van. Julia and I have been travelling around. We've been to Ledbury in Herefordshire to give a talk to some very lovely people, awake people, of course, sovereign people, to encourage people to keep going and all of that. We were down in Swindon, or near Swindon, at Dora's Dairy, helping out, cleaning pigs and milking cows, getting some essential skills together in case things go the wrong way, and indeed for our wonderful time when we get onto the land permanently. So it's good to get those sort of skills and drinking raw milk and things like that. And then we were over at a meeting with to watch a presentation about sovereignty in Wales, and then we went up to Burnley to meet another bunch of wonderful people, very lovely people, and I was giving another talk again about sovereignty and about being positive and where I thought we were and solutions and how we need to protect farming and stuff. Came back, the weather is absolutely abysmal at the moment, and my wood-burning stove is lit, as you can see, because I don't have hot water unless I have the wood-burning stove going on. So first thing this morning, that was what's occurred. The great thing about doing these talks and going around the country and meeting people, which I think, if you're a YouTuber, is absolutely essential. People can email you and you get those sort of correspondence. But it's talking to real people, people who have concerns, who are worried, who want to tell you things, they pass you things, they may be people who want to appear on the show, or they may just be somebody who needs a hand or a hug and say, you know, I'm worried. What can I do? And they need that reassurance. And I feel that this is part of the job, part of my role, part of Julia's role with me, that we do meet people and we give that assurance as best we can with what we know. And then other people are passing us bits of paper and information and sometimes USB sticks with bits and pieces on it. You know, that they don't want to share on the Telegram groups, or they don't want to put on WhatsApp or by email because they're nervous that the wrong people are watching. And through all of this, you get an idea of where people are, how they're responding, what they're learning, and also bits of information which is difficult to share in any other way than just word of mouth. And that to me is absolutely important. It seems that we're coming to a bit of a head at the moment with things. We've got the American election coming up, which will be interesting to see how the other side are going to be trying to get Trump in. Now, some people may be in favour of Trump, others may be against that. I'm trying to stay as neutral as I can unless I see absolutely positivity on a certain direction, on all things. It's very easy to think that the cavalry is over there and they're just about to come and we're all going to be saved, and then we go back to not doing anything. We still need to take the responsibility for ourselves. It was encouraging, for example, to meet people who were challenging the council tax or utility bills, and some people had tried all sorts of different mechanisms, some that had been on the show and others that had yet to be on the show. And it's great to hear the positivity that is out there. And that's the thing, I suppose, that I wanted to bring today's monologue coming back, is while we've been going through this sort of phony war, if you like, where not a lot has been happening. There's been big major things, but not like the lockdown that we had and the oppression that we saw. We're seeing this very slow tightening squeeze, aren't we? The vice is ever getting tighter and tighter. Things like when this new government came in over here and decided that they would abandon their manifesto, And the people that they want to attack is the older people, when they know they can manufacture the winter and make it cold. And so they've decided to, what, stop the winter payments for the older people, but still give money to Ukraine and places like that, which does just seem A, an oxymoron, and B, the true colours are out. Not that we sensed that the true colours would never be out. I think many of us knew what we were going to be getting, and many of us didn't bother to vote because we didn't want to be in that system, and many of us still don't, and can't see many either who want to return to that system. And in fact, systems are being set up all over the place. A lady came up to Julia and said, you know, you must ask Richard to talk about, there are many different assemblies and groups and mini sort of governing type organisations that are setting up. We watched one over the weekend that was swearing in its own little council and taking the oath to move forward with ideas. And she said, but which one do I join? Who do I join? And you could argue, well, you join them all. You join them all unless they're trying to take money from you. And that might be something to resist unless you honestly believe that they've got something special about them. We are obviously wary about people who are charging money and have become a bit jumped on the bandwagon of the sovereign movement or the truth movement, and saying, I can do all these things for you, but you've got to pay. And I know that many of us have got to pay bills. I mean, I'm demonetized now, as you know, so that puts me in a difficult situation to continue to put these videos out. But a donation is different from a charge, and I don't do that. And people have been very, very generous, some more generous than others, and I thank everybody because, you know, people have given what they can to keep the thing going. And that's why I feel it's so important to get and meet people and turn up and show enthusiasm, show love and positivity and raise our vibrations. This is the way that we do it. We can push back, we can write to MPs, we can claim that, or raise concerns rather, and point the finger at them for not doing what they are doing. But I think more than that, and we can also obviously push back against utility bills and things that are not right. But more than that, we need to do ourselves the work. We need to take back the responsibility for ourselves. And one of those things is keeping an eye, keeping an ear on what is going on in your mind, that monologue that's continually churning. Don't let there be a place for fear. Don't let there be a place where you are worried about things. We can be concerned, but let's not let that fester and make us nervous, because that will lower our vibrations. We've got to be bold. We've got to believe in the righteous way. We've got to get up and do the right thing. And some of those things is pushing back against the big corporations. The corporations are, you know, we're at the 11th hour with the taking over. The supermarket near me has cameras on every shelf, not just by the till anymore, but on every shelf, watching every item you look at and pick up. Cameras in the ceilings, cameras at the tills, cameras at the doors, surveillance all over the place, looking at you. And I'm sure that connects to the facial recognition. We mentioned, I think, before that I think it's Tesco's whose club card is saying to people, hang on a minute, you've bought too much salt. Perhaps you better, you know, not have so much. So starting to micromanage our lives. NatWest, I believe, is now telling people, you know, don't buy too much meat. And why? And if you do your own thing, if you act autonomously, if you act outside their world, what will they do? Shut off your bank account? Will they ostracize you? Will you not be able to put petrol in your car? We can see where it's going, this control. This is just one step. They set all for your benefit. We want to make sure that you're okay. You know, what with the net zero targets and the global warming. This is all myth. This is the way they control us. And so the less that we need to go into a supermarket at all, that the more we support only individual companies, individual family-run businesses and sole traders, farm shops, things like that. We have to do this en masse. We have to do our bit, take back that responsibility and keep our vibration high. I know it's a little bit more expensive, but eat wholesome food and don't eat the crap food and you won't be quite so hungry. It's difficult to move away from something that we've done all our lives, but focus our attention. We're going to do something, even if it's as simple as not going to the supermarket. You're making a change. We are the ones that can do this, and we can do this in vast numbers, but we can do it individually. We don't necessarily have to be a member of a group. We don't have to be a member of the movement. The movement is us, as sovereign individuals, as people in our own right, as living men and women, losing the surname, signing or autographing with our given name, not their crown corporation nonsense. We are moving into a high echelon, and we're going to keep going until we win. And by golly, we will win. So keep your spirits up, and there's a lot to look forward to. Ignore the theatre that may come. Remember, it is just scaremongering and theatre. And we can close the curtain on that and just say, thank you very much, but I'm leaving the auditorium